Well, good morning and a big old happy birthday going out to Danelle Hollier today on this day number 10 of the month. Amy Nolan on the birthday list today. Chad Bell, Chuck Lyford, Marie Nelson, Robin Erica, Eric Gormson, Christy Fisher, Doug Pike, Kim Sear, Scott Sicily, Ellen Gilbert, Josh Nelson, Amy Lawrence, and Harold Thompson, all celebrating birthdays today. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a new day. Yes, it is Friday. Welcome, millennials, Gen Xers, Zoomers, Boomers, whoever the hell you are, wherever you are. We appreciate your eyes and your ears. Thanks for being a part of the experience this morning. We're looking at 32 degrees right now. Frost on the pumpkin for sure. Today, partly cloudy and 60. A little bit of sunshine still tomorrow. Clouds tonight, 37. Sunny tomorrow and 70. If you got plans on the weekend, Saturday, it looks like it's just going to be beautiful tomorrow. If you got a craft fair or you're out, whatever, picking apples, you're going to have a perfect forecast. Or Sunday, too. Sun and clouds to finish up the weekend, 65 on Sunday. Man, we have a whole lot to get to this morning. Rex is out and jazz is in. Not jazz music, Jasmine White, who is my guest this morning. And first of all, welcome to both. You got to introduce this cat next to you because you just have at it.
Yes.
Please.
Everyone, this is the amazing and creative David Price, and he is an incredible musician and the co-writer of Majesty of Mayhem.
So what is, and I was, I posted up a little bit about this yesterday. What is Majesty of Mayhem? First of all, everyone knows you, Jazz, from Jasmine White from Heartless. Born and raised right here.
Mostly. I primarily lived through Vermont, born in California, and then kind of adapted in.
What high school did you go to?
U32, the zoo.
All right. Graduated in what year?
Supposed to be 97, did 96. Graduated early.
Okay.
Headed off to college.
All right. And you still live and work right here in Central Vermont?
Yes.
All right. Your band, Heartless, is amazing. Last time I saw you was over at the Nodes Family Farm benefit, and it was just electric.
Yeah.
Just
it was wonderful to be a part of that.
Had goosebumps when you guys were getting into some of the Zepp. I did.
That's some of my favorite stuff.
All of it, man. It's just so good. Mm-hmm. So you have created, you and David together, and nice to meet you, David, by the way.
Nice to meet you, too.
Have created a rock opera. And you said something to me about this a little bit shortly before you went on stage the last time.
Yeah.
I got to get with you. Got to talk about this rock opera. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So here's me. When I hear the words rock opera, I think of The Who, Tommy, and Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah.
But outside of that, what exactly are you doing, Jasmine? What is this?
You want to take the lead, David?
Sure.
Take the lead, David. Take the wheel, baby.
Yeah, put it on me. Yeah, Majesty of Mayhem is a rock opera that is based on Majesty, which is the king of a kingdom. I play Majesty in that. And the story is centered around all the different personalities, what make up who Majesty is, whether it is the darkness, the happiness, the good, all those things that make up all of us. You know, when we have our doubt, when we have our dark times where we feel like everything is crumbling, there's depression coming in, thoughts that we can't keep going on. You know, the story really touches all the aspects of that. It touches suicide and addiction, but also overcoming all those things. So it's a story that really anybody can relate to, because everybody has those moments where they sink to the darkest points. And a lot of times they may have people on the outside trying to pull them out of that, but at the end of the day, they have to be willing to pull themselves out of it.
Yeah.
So everybody, all the characters in this production are the different personalities within me. So the good, the evil, and you really get to watch the story as it progresses, you know, taken down to the very pits, the lowest, but then also overcoming that, you know, with the love, the guidance, the faith,
The nurturing.
yeah, all those things. So it's really something everybody can relate to, you know, and the story is, you know, centered around, you know, Majesty in the kingdom. So we have, you know, the Maiden of Love, we have a Jester, we have the Beast, which is, you know, the darkness, we have the Duke of Sound, which is more of the what keeps us centered.
Sound, mind, and reason.
You know, so there's really something for everybody to attach themselves to and really relate to with this story, but also kind of puts it in more of a theatrical setting.
Yeah.
So
it's a performance. I mean, it's music. It's nonstop music.
Correct.
There's no dialogue that's going on here.
That's right.
It's the message is in the music and in the lyrics, but also song choice.
Correct.
This is crafted carefully.
Very, yes. We've gone around and around with some certain song choices, but if you think about tribute bands, you know, paying tribute to amazing artists, we're looking at alternate rock and metal artists. So we have System of a Down in there, we have Korn in there, we have Evanescence in there,
Avenged Sevenfold, Breaking Benjamin,
Disturbed,
Oh,
Alter Bridge.
You got some heavy shit in there.
Yes.
Wow.
Very complex. For all you who know me, they know that if it's not complicated, I won't touch it. But it's taking the lyrics of the songs as well to tell the story of the decline, to tell the story about how we go through our mental health when we're plummeting. And so there was a lot of songs that we had originally thought that we have either tossed out, and newer songs that we've discovered that have come in.
Yeah.
And then we've written all the interludes and transitions in between them, plus put in our original songs as well. So it's, you know, tribute to certain well-known artists meets theater meets opera.
You know, one of the things that we attempt to do here on Aired Out every week, a little bit, is chip away at hopelessness, which is such, is a massive umbrella here, and it's connected to everything, and try to restore some hope, some positivity, whether it's your mental health, whether it's the weather, whether it's politics, whatever it may be, and come out on the bright side of it.
Yes.
And it seems like in the end, that's what this is maybe attempting to do.
Yes.
Is restore hope.
And it dives deep. It's very because of the theatrics of the show.
Yeah.
You know, we're all of us as the musicians, we are also the actors. So we are transient on that stage all the time.
Costumed.
Very costumed.
Yes.
Are we talking Elton John-esque?
We're talking Renaissance.
Oh, Renaissance
Yeah,
stuff.
so
Okay.
we're the royal court within his mind. If you think of Inside Out, but put them in a kingdom.
All right.
Right.
In whose mind? Majesty's. Which is you, David.
Yes.
You're a vocalist.
Yes.
No instruments. You're singing.
Yeah. With this, I'm no instruments on this one. So.
Okay. For you.
Yeah, for me.
Okay. And who's joining David? Who's joining you on vocals?
Jasmine is the other main vocalist.
Well,
Yeah. So.
she does know how to sing.
Yeah. 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 I think it's a really good pairing.
But to be clear, I'm secondary vocal. He is the lead of the show.
Yeah.
And very well.
Yeah. No pressure.
No pressure at all.
What's he sound like, Jazz? I'm asking you. What's
He
who's
has.
he remind you of?
Oh, I don't know. You've got to. He and I started working around the rock vocals because you were more of a country vocalist for a long time and a blues vocalist. And so when we met and got to know each other, we started working on rock vocals. And he's got a growl in him that I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
But he's always attached himself to more of like the alternative rock sound stuff. So we tried it out, and it was a perfect fit.
Listen, everything that you're involved with, Jasmine, is never half-assed.
True.
You always take it to the extreme, whether you're on stage or whether you're creating something off stage. I want to. I'm already anxious to know. Like, when is this thing going to launch?
We're hoping for the fall of next year. We still have so much to build and do.
We're a year out on this.
We're already a year and a half in, or a year and a quarter in, building. And then, this is something that you don't just throw up on a stage. Every piece has to be crafted. All of my years of community theater and direction and acting and stuff like that, all of that comes into play. So the blocking has to be right. The emotion on the stage has to be right. The lighting's got to be right. The staging has to be placed just so and why. It takes a lot to put a production like this together. It's not just show up and play. So we both know that unless we feel it is the best it can be, it won't be on a stage. Because the weight of the mission of the show is huge. It looks at mental health in a very deep way. It talks about the things we don't talk about, the dark. And it brings it to light. It brings it to focus. And it allows people to resonate with that. We all have that within us. And we go through that journey together. And then at the end, we learn that it's our self-love and... what do I want to say?
So many of us have lost that.
Yeah.
Or it's maybe not fully lost, but clouded over with a lot of other distractions that are going on in our lives. And we're putting our energy into everything else except ourselves.
Right. I think
I'm guilty of that myself. So
yeah. I think the community right now, everybody is struggling with what's right, what's wrong, learning values about their
who's right
or who's wrong, and the reality is we're all in this world. It's all turning together. We're all a part of that, and we're a lot more similar than we all think.
Very true.
We're all struggling in the depth of our mental health right now, and
who's not?
Exactly. So this hopefully brings all of our hands together to talk about that type of journey that we can get through together. We ask that the show be almost culty in a way where we want people to come expressing those certain emotions that are on the stage, to cheer on Majesty, to cry with Majesty, to crumble with him, to be angry in those moments where, there's one abusive scene where you just attack Love, which is me. He doesn't actually hit me, but he looks like he does. And it gets really dark. But our feelings are dark. Let's talk about the dark, not just the overall, mental health, this person's depressed. What is depression? What is the depth of that? What are the things that we go through? That's what this show is.
There's part of me that's like, not to get super personal here, but I mean, this is a really personal and a lot of private stuff we're talking about. How are you guys able to incorporate this on stage without having dabbled yourself in some of these things?
I
don't think you can approach this unless you've done that.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
right.
and I think we'd be hard pressed to find anybody who could watch the show and at the end of it be like, "Oh, I didn't relate to that."
Yeah,
like, I just don't see that happening, because even if you think down to the most minute thing, like you're at the store or something you really want, you go and it's not there, in a way that attacks just that little bit of anger or frustration, that's an emotion. So like this show is on a much bigger scale, but it just brings out all those little things. And it's like there may be points where the jester kind of just pops in, and it's that little bit of the voice in your head that's kind of good, kind of evil. You don't really know where it's going to guide you, and that's kind of
the unfiltered thought.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking, it's just got so much in my mind here, but does the Barrie Opera House know that this is being created right now? Does the Virgins Opera House know about this? Lost Nation Theater?
So no, we don't. We are at the very infancy.
Chandler.
Yeah, I would love to do the Chandler. So we're at the infancy of this project in respects of production. The musicians, we've been practicing for quite some time. We spend 7 to 8 hour rehearsals once a month, where we go through that, and then of course Heartless stuff, and then we have been writing and finalizing the script and retweaking and rethinking and beating ourselves over the head with that.
Yeah.
Being creative and having aha moments. Since June of 2024. And then now we're wrapping up the music. So we're bringing in Dan Flanders right now to start with the costuming and the set design and how all that's going to work. And I'm now starting to write the stage blocking and the characterization of how do our musicians play the music, but also show the audience and make the audience feel what emotion they're playing. So it's not just stagnant playing, it's acting as well.
Yeah.
It's being involved in transit on the stage and working with Majesty during these ebbs and flows of his plummet of insanity, I guess, at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
The peak of the show is the suicide scene. It would be very triggering. Let's talk about it. How do you get Majesty off the ledge? We do that. And it's dark and it's real. And we get very emotional when we sing that song. It's Dance with the Devil by Breaking Benjamin. We'll be doing that and a waltz at the same time while we sing that. It's very dark.
This is relatable on so many different levels here. I'm thinking about all of the different emotions that this is going to be embracing. Mm-hmm. This is really profound stuff, man. This is.
Thank you.
Who else is doing this?
Actually, the band is Heartless. I'm the only addition to this one.
Okay.
That wasn't originally the plan. Mike Beauclair, the drummer, was going to come in with Jazz and I, and then in the search for a lead guitar player, we actually had an audition from Carson, which is one of the guitar players for Heartless.
He's from Rhode Island.
Yeah, he came in to audition for Majesty of Mayhem, and wanted him 100%. But also, when we were about to do the audition, he just started warming up with Barracuda. And of course, we're in the room. It's it's Heartless. Jazz started singing, and I knew instantly. And I told her after. I said, "No, he's off limits," because she was also looking for a guitar player. So we both kind of had to get our way with that. So it was kind of an approach with Carson. Hey, how do you feel about doing both? And then when we brought Cobalt in, it was kind of the same thing with Cobalt. He was wanting to audition for Heartless. I wanted him for Majesty of Mayhem. We actually met him out at Live Band Karaoke.
He runs Live Band Karaoke in Montpelier at Bent Nails Bistro. Brilliant guy.
The second they started playing, I knew Cobalt was our jester. Yeah. I knew it immediately. I told her, I said, that's our jester. And at first, he kept turning us down because he didn't think he was good enough, which is crazy. Because he's so good.
He's so good.
Wow.
So and he was auditioning for Heartless, and him and Cobalt ended up being there the same day for the Majesty of Mayhem audition. And those two are, when you just see two musicians that instantly, it's like they're almost twins. Just it's instant the way they connected, and it just kind of it fell into place. And then Michael Streisberg, not his style of music at all.
Not at all.
And I think he was more or less thinking about just coming in to kind of cover for a bit, and then he found out that he had a huge love for this music he did not know he had. And then Dana on keys, and her and Jasmine, their harmonies are undeniable together. So it's just kind of, after talking about it, it really didn't make sense to search for other people when you already have this core group of musicians that work so well together on a professional level, but also just a friendship and a respect level.
Yeah.
And then for me, it's a huge win, and I know that is to be able to be welcomed into that, so yeah, I'm really excited. We really haven't told anybody that it's Heartless plus me. So it's it's been a very quiet thing the last few months, and just been waiting for us to talk about it. So I guess we're here talking about it.
Yeah. You could sit around. This. You could sit around all day, for days on end, and try to cherry pick your cast of characters, but in the end, there's an energy that draws them together that's maybe outside of your control. And when people just naturally gravitate toward each other, there's a magic in that you
absolutely,
you're not really driving the bus on.
Yeah. The newest lineup of Heartless, it feels effortless.
Yeah.
It really is.
That doesn't happen all the time.
No, it doesn't. It's something that I'd always strived for, and it just happened upon us. I feel like when we get on stage, it's not thinking about, what notes next, what lines next, stuff like that. It's about enjoying that stage together, and we really do. And it's shifted the show in a very emotional way, which we've always wanted, with Heartless. But that really propels itself for Majesty of Mayhem, because not only are every one of our musicians incredibly creative in their mind, very much like me, and David, it becomes that space, safe space to write music together, where it is only positive.
Yeah, right.
There's no negative talk in that space, whatever. Everybody's always, how could we tweak it like this? Or let's try this, or that didn't quite work, or let's just sit down, crisscross applesauce with our guitars and figure this little thing out.
Yeah.
And bam, there's a product, and it's brilliant. I'm able to trust all of our musicians to be in it 100%. And we're now starting to walk into that discussion of portraying those emotions. What are those feelings? How does that translate to how you play? We see the Beast, who is not as when Majesty's on his upswing, he's playing his cadence like he normally is. But when the Beast is raging, Mike is just.
How do you guys? How are you guys getting into the framework in your mind when you have jobs, you have this other life that you lead, and that's not. Let's be honest, not really artistic.
Right.
Are you distracted during these other chapters of your day, of who you have to be?
Not really.
With your rock opera.
Not really. I think
you're writing a movie, you're writing a book, you're writing a story.
Yeah.
And that's gotta.
It's always there.
It's always there.
It's always, inside of us. And there are moments of the day where it could trigger an inspiration of something in the show.
Yeah, wow.
But I'm really good at flipping my hats, and saying, okay, this is, today I'm a state worker. Today I'm this. Today I'm that. I'm a mom. I'm all those things.
Yeah.
And then as soon as David and I are in the room, it's like, okay, creative mode. Whoop, here we go, and craziness. And I just love this guy. He and I, we just do this. We're right there with each other, and we challenge each other on the thoughts. There are some ideas I'm like, ooh, what about this? And he's like, no, I don't know about that. What about this? And we build it. It's
sometimes, though,
amazing.
That can get a little warm, where emotions are getting, well, yeah, but this is my vision. And you kind of can sink your nails into it a little bit. I mean, bands break up over this kind of stuff.
They do.
Artistic differences.
We're not scared of being emotional with each other. We have sobbed in front of each other. Literally.
Wow.
It's this type of work is emotional. And so we have to be 100% vulnerable and truthful with each other when there's things that trigger us in that show. And there's things that trigger me really bad. There's things that trigger David really bad. We talk about it. We walk through it. We modify it. We understand it. So how we can both approach this one area of the show of how we can make it better and how we can make this relatable to our audience.
We have
There's a reason it's taken time to do our script.
I mean, we have a lot of moments where what I see in my head and what I want to portray with something is completely different from hers. Mm-hmm. And I typically tend to be one of those people that I just kind of go with the flow, especially if my counterpart is somebody who's very strong and determined person like Jasmine.
What?
Jasmine's usually the type of person that I would just say, okay, I'm just going to follow you. I'm just going to bow down to it. But Jasmine's really, I think, the first person I've ever had in my life to where if I don't agree with her, I'm just upfront and honest with her. But then she'll explain her point. And a lot of times we find out we're kind of both right. We just have to figure out how to mesh it together. And we've never hit a moment to where it's like, okay, she's really getting under my damn nerves right now. Like,
boy, all of us should be operating this way right now.
We should. Yeah.
Well,
really,
we have a really good friendship outside of that. So we both kind of cope with things, I think, a lot of times by laughing and giggling through things. So even when we're frustrated with each other, I think we just kind of, we don't take it so serious because it's not so serious. Yeah. And at the end of the day, one of us or both of us is going to have to budge a little bit on something.
And we do.
And it's, we're obviously not 100%. We're not going to be 100% exactly lined up all the way through because that'd be ridiculous to even think that could happen. But to have a working relationship like this to where I can be 100% honest, she can be 100% honest with me, and we don't get angry. We actually appreciate the fact that we have these points of views. And, where I can say, well, even when it comes down to some of the songs we're singing, one of the songs we're doing, Creep by Radiohead, and we've slowed it down, made it a ballad duet, and there have been times even we're working on that, and she said, well, why don't we hold out this note here? And in my mind, I hear, no, like the word creep is short because it's in that lost moment. You're not going to be so much to hold a note out. It's going to be like a lost moment. So creep is kind of fading out. You're just kind of barely hitting the word, and it's more of a despair. It's that low point. Then she's able to see where I come from and how I envision that song. And she's like, okay. And then she's like, I see your point. So we're doing that here. And there may be somewhere else she hears or sees something different. And, especially
say, let's try it and see how it feels.
Especially when it comes from an emotional standpoint, if one of us is very strong on this is how I connect to this, we're very good at being able to explain to the other person in a way that lets them in to where they can understand, and it kind of completes that story.
Wow. Jasmine White and David Price are my guests this morning. This is something that has been in the making for quite a while and still will be for a while before it actually takes flight. It is a rock opera that's being written and produced and will be performed locally, called Majesty of Mayhem. We're hoping that there's going to be plenty of opportunities to, I don't want to say see this, but experience this right here in Central Vermont. Who else is creating rock operas like this regionally?
We're hard pressed to find it at this caliber. So we feel like this is kind of one of its kind right now, intentionally. We want to be able to really own this process and be really real with our audience too. This is a personal journey for both of us.
Wow.
Yeah. And we have, so we're building the show to eventually tour. We would love to be able to tour this out. Because the mental health awareness doesn't happen just in Vermont.
No.
We want to talk about it as far and wide as we can.
And your set builder again, Dan?
Yeah.
Dan Flanders.
He's making things that have got to be able to move.
Yeah, because
Yes.
we have full set design. So, there's going to be a castle scene with balconies. There's going to be a scene with dining room, table, and chairs.
The beast sits on the Majesty's throne with his drum set. Like it's
and then there's
big.
also my quarters and her quarters. So there's full bedroom set changes, costume changes. It's
crap.
constantly flowing. So it's going to be a big.
It's theater.
It's going to be a big tech crew, because also in those transitions with projection, smoke, and lighting, pieces are going to be coming in and out. There's a lot to it, and Dan definitely has a lot on his plate.
Yeah, I'm imagining myself as Dan right now. I'm stressed out.
Oh, that's Dan. But no,
he has got one of the coolest creative minds I've ever met. He really thinks
he gets it.
He gets it. He thinks outside of the box. His
day job, he works. He builds props for movies and museums. He actually works for a company, I don't know the name of it, here in Barrie. So that's what he does. He just built a giant Jaws bust for the museum in
Is it Boston? No.
wherever Jaws was set at. Cape.
It's
something.
I get folks in here who join me on the air and have for years that are very right-brained. And then I've got folks that are very left-brained. But the ones that really fascinate me are the ones that can perform on a nuclear level on both sides. And that is really amazing to me. That is so fascinating that you guys we're all such interesting creatures, are we not?
Yes. we're all very deep and complex too. So
We all have our own very unique and private life experiences, how we take things, how we digest them or not, and what we carry around.
yeah,
What we carry around. And we all know what it is that we carry around. We may not have it written on our shirt sleeve, but when we sit down in the audience for Majesty of Mayhem, it's going to tap into that. No matter what it is,
yeah,
it's going to tap into it.
Yeah, because it's literally an hour and a half of people watching. If they really look at the show from their own perspective, they're watching their emotions, who they are, everything they go through or could go through, or even if somebody doesn't get to the point they feel like ending their life is something they need to do. Most people know somebody who have been to that point, so there's
understanding.
or even if it's not so far of like I'm going to take it there, that fleeting thought, and it's a way of putting it in a safe space,
Yeah.
to where they can see that, but also see that there is hope to overcome those things.
Sure.
So it's like I said, it's something that I think everybody can relate to.
Yeah, right.
Just kind of through the almost a medieval times type of setting. So.
The big attraction, I think one of the biggest attractions to this, in addition to what you're saying, is, look, Vermonters, we love entertainment. We have 13 months of winter up here. We need to get out of the house. We need to go and experience things, like you say, in a safe space, in a confined area where we can enjoy music. We love big shows when they come into our state, but ones that are being produced and performed organically and created right here in the Green Mountains by Vermonters is in a special attraction for something like this, I think, anyway.
Yeah, it's not something we often do see, and there's a lot of wonderful community theater around the state, and there's some incredible bands in the state, but you don't see them together.
Yeah, right.
So for this, you will. It's a game changer.
Are you hoping? Are you thinking? Gosh, I really wish the Flynn is listening.
Maybe someday.
And paying attention, because this sounds like something that you guys could easily fill the 2,500.
Let's hope, right? We
At
got to
the
build
Flynn.
it, and they will come.
Yeah,
as
you got to
they
build
say.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the intention. The staging, it's not something for a small theater. It wouldn't fit. So
Wow.
with that in mind, we gotta build this just right. And that brings us kind of to our next step about why we wanted to start talking about it at this point, because we're looking for those that want to engage with the mission, who are creative, people who want to be involved in the production, and importantly, sponsors.
Yeah.
Finding support out there to help, whether that's set build or tour funds or marketing and advertising. All of our shows will have playbills to them that we create,
Yep.
so that we can have this be a community project in a way. It's not just about us. And the musicians get paid, but underneath the rest of the stuff, it gets cycled in the show to make it bigger, better, and further outreach. That is the goal. I want to be able to meet people at the end of the show, or David meet people at the end of the show, and have that raw human connection.
Yeah.
Wow, that
Of course.
hit home for me. Or thank you for saying what I'm feeling or not able to say.
Yeah.
Or that's what it's about. It's
Yeah.
not about the money. It's
Right.
about connection
Connection.
and having people be raw enough to talk about it
Yeah.
instead of just putting a medication on it or putting a label on it or putting it in the sock drawer. You know,
Wow.
Or the fact a lot of people stigmatize anything related to mental health. They look at it as a detriment, as something to look down on, and the reality is we all have mental health struggles
Every single
on
one of
some
us.
level, and there's no reason to look at it in a negative light, even if it's something
Yeah.
negative you're going through. And that's really what this show is about, is like, yeah, that negative's happening, that down is happening, but there is hope.
Yeah,
There's
right.
a way to overcome that.
We all have our egos that get in the way
oh, sure.
of our
So does
vulnerability.
Majesty. Majesty, that's part of that into it as well.
Yeah.
Is that resistance. Oh, I'm fine.
God,
You know.
I just had a friend not long ago say, "Oh my God, oh my God, I think I might be on the spectrum," and I'm like, "Bro, we're all on the spectrum,
Somewhere. Yeah.
all of us."
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
My God, man, get over yourself.
And it's okay. It's okay. Everybody is
Hello?
unique and individual, and you know, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses. It's all okay.
Yeah,
And I think there's also an aspect to it of, you know, a little bit, actually a lot of it. There's in the world, there tends to also be a lot of toxic masculinity. And a lot of times with men, they're afraid to touch those emotions. And then
oh, amen,
this,
man.
This
is-
putting me in this seat, I think, is a way for a lot of men to see that it is okay to attack these emotions, because this is not a show. I'm probably going to cry through it. There's going to be all those emotions, you know, because there are some songs that have a much deeper meaning to me that a lot of people may
not be aware
really
of.
understand going through there.
Sure.
And even when we're rehearsing, we dive into those emotions, because it's the only way we're going to be able to connect.
Yeah.
And, you know, for me, it's a lot of people who look like me, act like me, seeing that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to
Yes.
let that out. You know, because like I said, a lot of times it's that toxic masculinity. It's I can't show my emotion. I can't cry. I have to be this tough person. And it kind of, you know, show starts out from the toughest that Majesty can be to literally on the floor crying.
Sure.
And so it really does give a safe space. And, you know, I think the way I look at it, if the entire audience is crying at the halfway point, we've already accomplished our goal, because then they're letting go and understanding the emotion.
Yep.
You know, and then hopefully they stick around for the second half.
Yeah.
You know, and they can realize that there's also the positive out of that, and you can celebrate overcoming those things and not look at the stigma of it.
Anyone, any business that's listening right now that might be interested in attaching themselves to this rock opera, Majesty of Mayhem, coming in about a year.
Yeah. That's our goal.
What do they do? Do they reach out to you, Jazz?
Yes. Yes, reach out to myself or reach out to David. And we will talk about, you know, what some of the show needs are, how they would want to be represented. And it's really fluid right now. Any support we would love.
Or ideas.
Absolutely. And nothing is too small or, you know.
You know, even if it gets down, somebody out there's listening and they just want to help paint some set pieces when it gets to it,
Let's do it.
I'm more than happy to take those people to help with that, because it's, you know, a lot of what I think we both done with productions is hands-on. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of gluing and painting and
Sure.
rhinestoning and
A lot of
nailing.
hard work.
There's a lot of that stuff. So even if people don't want to dive in or they can't dive in monetarily to help,
Sure.
if they want to get behind the story and help with set builds or promotion, anything, just help get the word out.
If they want to go on the road and be a part of the backstage production, or if somebody is really keen on, lighting changes or costume changes or whatever that is, it's a community build. And eventually it'll be able to sustain itself. So we hope out on the road where that becomes more of a paid full tour type of thing. But
Yeah,
right
right.
now our hands are organic. We're in it. Our hands are in the dirt.
Yeah.
And we're building.
This is fascinating. Obviously, we're going to get you back in here. Maybe when you tell me, when the time is right,
Yeah.
we'll get you back in here and remind folks that this is coming, and it's huge.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
really
I'd love that.
huge.
Maybe get some of our crew in here as well and talk about how emotions hit. I would love to have Dan here with us too to talk about the set build and promote what he does for
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, definitely check out Dan. He had Manic Mart, which you can find on Facebook. Green Mountains of Madness, he runs that. They have a lot of really cool events. If you're into anything medieval, horror related,
Yeah. Wow.
spooky season, 365 days a year, that's the group for you. So, bringing Dan in just made all the sense in the world with this show.
His big task is designing Beast's mass so that it's adaptable to someone who's playing the drums, sweating a lot, all those things, but also simulating the same type of mass for Majesty, but in pieces so that we can build the Beast through the show
Yeah.
and break it apart during the redemption. So he's so creative. I'm excited.
We were just last weekend in Salem, Massachusetts. Wow. Have you been during or close to Halloween
It's been a long time, but
in Salem?
yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
I mean,
the first time I went was 2 days before Halloween.
whoa.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know you want to go 2 days before because you can't move.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
JD, wait till you see my house. It's spooked to the
I'm
nines.
sure it is.
This is my favorite season.
I can only imagine. I mean, there was a clown walking around on stilts, and it was just like the scariest freaking. I mean, he here's me, an adult. I'm like, it's Halloween. I'm not really scared of anything, but this Halloween has, that clown towering over me, looking down at me, is something that has may or may not have been renting a little bit of space in my mind over the last couple of days or so. I mean, it's unbelievable, man. It's incredible. I can't wait to experience this.
Yeah.
I really can't.
We can't wait to deliver it and just be super real with people. It's been, at least for me, it's writing this with David has been a big life changer, and it's forced me, especially in the last year and a half, to really dive a little deeper on my own mental health.
Yeah.
And identify that in a different lens. I think it's helped a lot with some things that I struggle with, and
we all struggle with stuff.
yeah.
Some of us verbalize, and others bury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's, I think that's just something that we can all relate to on some level.
Mm-hmm.
And relatability is, it's the peg that I try to hang my hat on here at Aired Out more than anything else. And there's a couple of big things, but that's probably the biggest right
Yeah.
there.
Absolutely.
Can't thank you both enough for
Thank you, JD, for having us and
coming in.
allowing
Definitely,
us some
thank you.
space to talk about this project. And
Yeah, we really haven't put a lot out there. It's, we have our social media, but it's kind of sparse right now.
it is,
No,
but
it's-
in the first 48 hours, we hit just over 500 followers immediately. So we haven't dived into the marketing piece. That's something that we're looking for sponsoring with, because we're not ready to launch and we're not quite there to use what we having the show for the meeting.
Yeah, right.
Got to do it right, right?
Sure.
But it's now in our sight of what we want to have. So anybody that I've talked about it privately with has said, oh, yes, I'm ready. I want to see there's interest. There's a lot of interest out there.
Yeah.
A lot of great questions that come. So
I'm sure.
Yeah, there's just been I've had a lot of people ask who's even in the band. They know Jazz and I are doing it, but everything has been kind of secretive about who's been in it. So I'm excited to be able to kind of pull that Band-Aid off finally, because, I'm really proud of these musicians. They're amazing. So to be welcomed into that is, like, for me, mind-blowing. Because I've been doing music for 30 years, and, I've played in bands. I've never played with musicians at this caliber. So it's one of those things you always dream of, and then to actually just be like, oh, they're welcoming me in, and it's also the flow in that room, the energy and the support. It's, we have big hopes that it could be a national tour. I mean, that's what we'd all really like, but for me, even just to be at practice with these musicians is already a dream come true for me. So I'm excited for everybody else to get to see it.
Wow. Good stuff, man. Great stuff. Amazing. You've sparked a lot of interest, I think, this morning coming in here. This is going to be big.
that's the hope.
Majesty of Mayhem. It's a rock opera, and man, it is coming. It is unstoppable. And be on the watch of the Aired Out Facebook page. Be on the listen. We're paying attention. Jazz and I are going to stay closely in touch, and we're going to get you back in here, both of you, plus.
Yes.
Jasmine White and David Price this morning. Thank you both so much. Appreciate you.
We love you guys, everybody, and be kind.
Yeah. Thanks, JD.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our community calendar, which is jam-packed and brought to you every single morning on Aired Out here from the World, Central Vermont's favorite weekly newspaper, reaching over 22,000 people every single week. We just love them. We love everything they do. We've got a big weekend coming up. It is going to be huge, and the weather's going to be perfect for it. The 1 week, I should mention, from today is the trunk or treat at Montpelier Volkswagen and Mazda from 4 to 7. That's going to be just ridiculously huge. On the 24th is Malloween, 1 week after that at the Berlin Mall, Central Vermont Marketplace. Sunday this weekend, Central Vermont Cars and Coffee have their big car show from 9 till noon over at the Aspen Dental parking lot in Berlin. Also, Tops Soccer Capital Region, an opportunity for folks with diverse abilities to play soccer, is going to be happening at the Barrytown Rec Fields. Check them out on Facebook, Tops Soccer Capital Region Vermont. All part of the U.S. Youth Soccer Outreach Program, a national program, and it's big, and it's right here in Vermont. Yes, we're going to be talking more on Carving for Kay and the other pumpkin shows, the one in Williamstown, in the coming days and weeks here. The sock sale, Bogey Brothers, we're going to be getting into all of it. Yes, I will take a deep dive into all of these things happening in our community. In the meanwhile, pay attention to the Facebook page. Thanks to all of our presenting sponsors. Have a fantastic and safe weekend. As Jazz just said, be good to one another, be kind, and be safe this weekend. God bless you. Thanks to all of our presenting sponsors of the Aired Out podcast.